Hey YouTubers, I'm sorry I haven't been keeping up with updating this as much as I would have preferred to. Like I said, I'm really busy. It's been like a half year since my last video, so I'm really sorry about that. It has not been a half year since my last dream. I've actually had at least 4 dreams. Well, I mean, I've had like 4 dreams since making that video, and I didn't make that video, or 3 videos, right after having that dream. But any dreams I had in between the one that I made my last video about and the ones I'm talking about now that I considered any bit into the worldish was basically just because it was like your average world devastation looking images. So it's like I felt that they could be taken as apocalyptic, but only because it's like, oh, the world's getting destroyed. This is old news. I mean, anybody thinking about the Great Tribulation would probably be saying something like that. So I only have 10 minutes on my memory card, so I'm going to try and make this as brief as I can, but I'm going to talk about, I think, 4 different dreams. They were all pretty brief, but each of them were so unique, I thought they were pretty notable, I guess. But, so, next dream I'm going to talk about happened somewhere during Labor Day weekend, so it would have been August 31st, or August 30th or 31st. It wasn't on Labor Day, because I know that I went home from college for a few days just for that weekend, and I had the dream while I was at home, so it would have been August 30th or 31st, if that matters, of this year. Well, 2010. Feels really weird saying 2011 now. So anyway, in this dream I was at work, and when I say work I mean my factory job over the summer, and it's like we got a break, and it was sunset, and the sky was all pretty and colorful, and it was like we were all on a hill, which is kind of weird because there aren't any hills around here, but we were all just kind of sprawled out on a hill, like me and a bunch of other employees. We were just like laying in the grass. It was kind of relaxing and everything, and there was some big tall electrical tower, or like airline, like airplane signal tower, I don't even know what those are called. There's a big metal tower thing nearby, I remember that. And then the ground shook and like everything vibrated, and like the sky went like pitch dark immediately, but we could see, like, I could see the moon on one side of the sky and the sun on the other. I don't remember which was where. I mean, where are they supposed to be in the sky? But like the sun, I could tell was much darker. Like I saw the sun and it was like almost as dark as the sky basically, but I could tell it was there. And then the moon was red, but I could see them both from where I was lying in the grass. Like I could see them plainly, and there was screams everywhere. Everybody was freaking out screaming, so it's like, wow, the sky just went pitch black and we're all freaking out. I was just laying there kind of confused, and then it hit me. It's like, oh, is this the beginning of the tribulation or something? And then like the ground shook again, and it's like the sky, it was almost like the sky went like negative. Like if you look at a negative of a photograph at night, everything will be white instead of black, and it's like like there was this big flash and it looked like everything went negative. And I saw this beam, like it was a while ago, half year ago, so I can't remember what it looked like exactly, but it was a beam of light, and it like hit me, and it like went through my body, and like I started like rising off the ground, and just kind of praying, and it kind of hurt, like it felt like an electrical shock or something, but like not enough that it bothered me as much as I was just not sure what was going on. But it came from the sky. It was really pretty cool. So there's that one. That's all I remember of that one. I apologize. Then the next one happened on September, let me check, September 29th. The next one, all I remember of it is that me and a really good friend of mine that I hadn't talked to in a long time, like by that time that I had a dream, we were in an observatory, and the roof of the observatory was open, so I mean we were in it and actually looking through like the big telescope, and like the ceiling was all round and everything. It was like we were looking through a telescope at a meteor that was not supposed to be in the sky, basically. And we saw it, and it was getting closer and closer. And it was weird because we didn't say anything to each other. We were just watching it, and it was like we both knew what it was, and we didn't feel the need to tell anybody about it. And it just got closer and closer until like it literally was about to hit the observatory, and we both ducked and got flat on the ground, and just kind of laid there while the observatory just kind of collapsed. But that's all I remember of that one. That was September 29th. It was just weird because it was like, it made sense that it could have been apocalyptic because it was like my friend and I had this message, and this friend in particular like has known about these dreams. So it's like she's a Christian as far as I know, and like talked to me about my dreams a lot. So it's like we both knew that this huge ball of fire was coming, but we didn't really feel the need to tell anybody because it wasn't like we could do anything about it, and it'd be better not to say anything and just let it happen than to spread world panic and everything. Not like we have enough of that these days. So there's that one. And then that same week, I'm not even kidding, like I don't remember the date, but I know it was that same week because during this particular month of the year I just did not sleep that well at all. And when I did, I had nightmares, and a lot of which felt apocalyptic. But the only one that seemed notable to me happened that same week. First time I've ever had two in a week. It was like I was just walking around on campus, and I go to a college. None of you need to know where, but it's your basic large college campus. And I was just wandering around. I don't remember what I was doing. I was just outside wandering around, like taking a walk from a class to another class, but it was dark outside. And then this huge storm like stirred up, and I didn't know where to take shelter, and everybody else was running and taking shelter, and it's like I tried to go from building to building and all the doors were locked. So I was stuck outside, and there was lightning and thunder, and the wind was kicking up like really intense. And I saw another friend of mine, which in this dream I hadn't talked to that friend in a while, and she's also a Christian and went to my church when I was little. And that was just kind of bizarre, because it was like, of all people, why would she be in this dream? But I saw her, and I went to go talk to her, but it was like the wind was so heavy that she couldn't even hear what I was saying, and just like ignored me. And then like I just felt like I was gonna die. Like I couldn't go anywhere, and this wind just kept getting heavier and heavier on me, and was lifting things all around me. And I just went and like, there's a fountain or a statue or something, and I grabbed onto it just to hold on for dear life, because it's like, well, I'm stuck outside and there's this huge storm and I'm probably about to die. So I just went and like crawled up next to the statue and just grabbed onto it, and I felt my body lift off the ground, like the wind was like lifting me. And like the lightning just got so intense that eventually it was like the sky just was lit, like blindingly bright by lightning constantly. And then I woke up. That's all I remember of that one. But it felt apocalyptic. It didn't feel like it was just storming. It felt like a really, really awful, God's wrath-induced storm. But it was just weird because that particular friend of mine was in it.